And a good Monday afternoon to you, Roger Hill of Wuthering Heights. This weather video driven by 802cars.com, representing 802 Toyota, Twin City Subaru, and 802 Honda. They're all located off of Exit 7 on Interstate 89. Departing weather system, as you can see here with this particular weather system, is going to be pulling on away. It's taking a lot of the clouds. We have a nice, bright, sunny day with just a few cumulus and stratocumulus out there. This is associated with this large ridge of higher pressure. You're seeing basically just snow cover here. This is the visible satellite picture showing some decently clear skies and tons of sunshine, and that's going to be the case. This storm system here that's in the Great Lakes is going to take more of a track to the Middle Atlantic coast. It may bring us, it'll throw some clouds at us on Wednesday, but for the most part, we're going to see just a little bit of a skirmish along the southern counties with a little bit of rainfall with this storm system as it moves on through. This storm system up here is a lot more stronger. It's healthier coming in across the Pacific Northwest. Now, eventually, this system that's in the Pacific Northwest will kind of cross the country, but a lot of jet stream energy will organize, and the what's going to end up happening is we're going to see this storm system kind of evolve into an area of low pressure and cut off from the jet stream. And as it does so, it's going to kind of sit and spin across the Great Lakes. That's going to happen later in the week. Eventually, it'll bring a frontal boundary, something like this. And as it approaches the eastern seaboard, a wave of low pressure will ride that frontal boundary. And it could make for some gradient winds interacting with terrain from the south and east, sort of an east-southeasterly almost perpendicular kind of flow to terrain. So some western slopes are going to see some buffets up around 40, low 50 miles per hour, potentially somewhere along about Thursday, late in the day into Thursday night. Also, a little bit of wet snow will be thrown in some of our mountaintop levels. And east of the Green Mountains, there could even be a couple spots, a little bit of sleet, maybe a spotty freezing rain. But for the most part, we're looking at generally a rainstorm. The GFS ensemble is a lot healthier with this system than the European model, so we'll be watching that. But right now, predicted total rainfall somewhere around 3/4 of an inch based on the European ensemble, with the GFS ensemble a lot higher, more like 1.2, 1.3 inches. So I expect to see kind of a beefier setup than probably what the European is advertising right now, but we just don't know yet. In the meantime, a little bit of wind, a little bit of wet snow, kind of unsettled conditions as we go into this coming weekend. Beyond the forecast period, looks like things calm down just a little bit, and there may be some indications way beyond, that is, the middle part of next week. We'll probably see that take place with conditions showing up with a little bit of warming, and those warming trends might even bring us with temperatures basically in the 70s. On the backside of these storm systems, still producing a little bit of snow over this time of year, as we have basically winter conditions still along the U.S.-Canadian border in points north, and a big push of spring with frequent thunderstorms or whatnot, especially in the Gulf Coast, the eastern plains, the southern plains, and then kind of riding through the Middle Atlantic to the Middle Atlantic coast. And that's what's going to be taking place this week, with a little bit of an increased moisture source eventually getting in here, but not till probably Thursday night. On the right side, we have the GFS ensemble. Left side, we have the deterministic model of the European. Nice ridging of higher pressure. This is valid at 2 o'clock this afternoon, or 18Z. And as we run the days here, you see that ridge of higher pressure holds. That weather system is now going to be kind of transferring off to the Middle Atlantic coast, affecting Virginia, North Carolina, and a bit of southern New England. And again, it slides by. Now, the GFS ensemble is a little more broad in its precipitation distribution, so we'll be watching that in case that will affect Wednesday. That's valid at about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and then Wednesday night. Once we get into the day Thursday, we'll see the influx of this precipitation maker here, and this is that area of low pressure will be a wave that'll be riding. It'll enhance the amount of rainfall, and the enhancing of that rainfall will also lower the temperatures a little bit as that vertical lift takes place. So we're looking at a little bit of sleet, maybe a little bit of wet snow. Nothing much here. It's going to be primarily a rainfall event, but that will take place on Thursday night into Friday morning, and then it basically scatters out as rain showers on Friday, and then the leftovers of this will probably be a combination of rain and wet snow at that point. And overall, a ridge of higher pressure will then start to build in behind that system. This is the visible satellite picture from Saturday that was showing some snow that had fallen along the spine of the greens and points east. You can see the various Lamoille River here, the Winooski, and so forth. But we're not seeing any green up, and that's good news. Not quite yet, so no leaf out worries at this point for the first week of April. That really is not going to take place for probably about a month. At that point, we'll have the kind of transition into leaf out and spring. And the 3-hourly QPF looks like this. It's mainly one big rainstorm here. You can see there's something that might be just preceding it, a little bit of a dip. But this is the GFS ensemble, and indicated pretty healthy weather system here that's going to take place on starting on Thursday morning and then continuing into Friday, and a little bit of leftovers with kind of unsettled weather over this coming weekend. Now the total amounts of QPF look like this, and this is fairly healthy. The GFS ensemble is quite up there, and even the deterministic was even higher at about 1.5. This is total amount of precipitation in one storm system. Now the European is about half that, about 3/4 of an inch on average. So we'll be watching who's going to be the winner here. Weather Prediction Center has come out with about 1 inch amounts, or about 1.5 inch amounts in central and southern parts of Vermont, closer to 1 inch amounts or less up in the northern ranges. Climate Reanalyzer shows anomalously cold in the area, and things are starting to warm up through Mexico and into the southwest and so on and so forth. Very cold up in northern Alaska, but strong blocking across Greenland and portions of the Arctic. And this is the main kind of trigger here, is forcing that colder flow to sort of come in around this blocking high pressure center up in Greenland and the Canadian archipelago. Meteorological output statistics over the next 5 days, about 3 days, the next 3 to 5 days of high temperatures will be running about 3 degrees above normal to about neutral in southern parts of New England. And about 3 days later, you're looking at this with about 3 degrees above normal by that point in time. And that's it from here. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights. Thanks for watching.